So welcome to Lofoten. This is the official cycling route that goes over 5 of the main islands in this archipelago. As you can see, it's 195 kilometers long in total with 1,350 meters of elevation gain. It's pretty damn flat. There's just one 100-meter climb. That's it. The rest, it's really easy. So this link for the route is in description. You just click onto it, and then what you want to do is press the expand button here, and then go over to the layers button, which is in this corner, and then just find the map which suits you best. I like the Google Roads map because it tells you the road names. That's my own personal preference. So how to get to the Lofoten Islands? There are a number of ways you can get here. Go onto my Matthew Norway Facebook page to read up about it more, but I recommend you just take the boat from Bodø over to Moskenes here, which is at the very end of the large set of islands. Moskenes, from there you can just go east, the northeast, and head along the E10, or if the weather's good, you could do the 5 kilometers to the very end of the road where we have the fishing village of År. It's a very pretty little place with some very old historic buildings. That's a good option if the weather's good. But then you head back on the E10. It's very quiet, this first part, obviously because you're at near the end of the island, so it's really, really nice, and the mountains are so incredible. You'll go around a number of tunnels with some really nice views as you go around them, and then you'll reach Reinebringen. Reinebringen is very famous. You go up a load of Sherpa steps to the top, and it's a beautiful view. Very, very popular, very busy in peak periods or peak times, so just take that into consideration. Then Reine, the fishing village, probably the most beautiful fishing village or most picturesque fishing village in Norway. It's world famous, and there is a great place to grab lunch. There's a few nice restaurants. There's also a gas station which has got some good food options as well, so I recommend grabbing some food in that town. And then continue down the E10. You'll pass some single lane bridges. There is a little side path that you can go on with your bike if required, and then you'll head along the coast again, and it's really, really beautiful, this whole stretch on the E10. Yes, there's going to be some cars about, but they're expecting you, so you shouldn't have too many problems. And then you will come to the end of the first island, and there's a small bridge over. Once again, it's absolutely stunning views all the way. And then onto the second island here. There is a point as you go along the E10 to turn off onto a little side road, and you follow that down, and you'll get to a car parking lot where you could leave your bike, but you leave it at your own risk. And then it's a couple hours hike over to a beautiful secluded beach, Kvalvika. Some people camp there. If you're going to hike with your tent and such, you could camp there for the evening. It's very, very pretty. The other option as well is if you don't want to leave your bike at the car parking lot, then you could leave it in the small little village here, Fredvåg. Once again, you'll need to find somewhere safe to leave it, but it could be an option if you really want to experience that beach. Just make sure you bring a lock with you. So then we continue on the E10, and there's another world famous beach here, Ramsberg. This is kind of an area where there's some population, so you won't be able to camp around there. But just further up at Flagstad, there's a big camping ground with some really nice beaches as well. So it's a great place to camp, but if the weather's bad, you really are exposed on this peninsula, so just bear that in mind. You might want somewhere with more shelter. So then we just go along the E10 again, keep following the E10, and then we will reach the dreaded sea tunnel. And this is 1.8 kilometers long. There is a little side path in there that you can take. You may find people walking through it. It might not be for you. I didn't have any problems, to be honest with you. I recommend just cycling down on the road and then cycling back up on the little path. I felt that was the safest way. But if you don't want to take the sea tunnel, then what you can do is go down to Nusfjord, and from there, this is a small little fishing village, so you just follow it down. It's actually the oldest fishing village in Norway. There's a small side road, and from there you just take a boat over to Bolstad. The boat is only once a day during the summer months at 11 o'clock, so if you miss it, maybe you want to stay at Nusfjord. There is accommodation there, but there is no camping available. So after that, you'll either take this road back up onto the E10, or if you go through the sea tunnel, you'll continue on the E10. And I highly recommend that you come off again and check out one of Norway's most beautiful beaches here. So Hoklandstranda is just a spectacular beach, and there's camping spots available here as well. So there's a big designated camping area which is free, and there's a public toilet there. There isn't any drinkable water, but there is a tap where you can boil the water from. And if you want to, you can continue a little bit further up the road and camp at some of the other quieter beaches, but just make sure that you camp in a designated area. So then you got the option to come back onto the E10, and you can either continue on the E10, but I would recommend you follow the cycling route and head on to 815. Stunning road. All of a sudden it's nice and quiet, and you follow the south coast. There's a campsite here, as you can see, and you follow the coast along. Absolutely love this road. Really beautiful to ride. It's about 40 kilometers in total, and then you come to the end of the island. And like I say, you could take the E10. There is a Viking museum at Borg that you might want to visit, and there's also the Surfers Beach at Unstad, which is just on a side road off the E10. So we cross over onto Gimsøya, and it's just 4 kilometers on that small island, and then we cross over again onto the final island, all on the E10 here. So we're back on the E10, and then I really recommend again the 816. If the weather's good, head onto the 816. It's a beautiful road down to Henningsvær, and that's a picturesque fishing village. Once again, you can't camp there, but there is accommodation, and it has some really nice restaurants and bars. So it's a great place to have lunch or to spend some time. From there, we get back onto the E10 and follow it all the way down to Svolvær. And from Svolvær, then you have the option, if you want to, you could finish up your cycling journey and just head onto the passenger ferry, or get onto the passenger ferry and head back to Bodø. It's not a car ferry, only for passengers, but bikes are allowed. Or the other option, which I recommend, is you continue on the E10. It's really, really beautiful along here, although it's a little bit more busier with traffic, just so you're aware on this stretch. And then you come off onto FV888. Love this road. So this is a real quiet part of Lofoten. This is a really nice road. You follow it all the way along, and then you reach the secret. The secret, guys. This is the secret cycling shelter hut. It's really, really cool. I don't know who built it. I'm guessing the local community have built it, or the local council have built it. It's like a greenhouse. So it has glass panels, and it heats up inside. And when you get in there, it's just so nice and warm, and it's a great place to sleep for the night for free. And then you just take the FV888 over to Fiskerbolla, and then just take the ferry, and off you go further north towards Tromsø. So that is basically the journey through Lofoten. And if you don't want to take the ferry and go further north, and you want to go back to Bodø, then just get onto the E10, come back to Svolvær, and go and take the ferry back to Bodø. So that's Lofoten. I hope that's given you some good information about where to camp and where to stay, places to visit. If you have any other questions, comment down below, and let us know as well if you've cycled it. Let us know about your journey and any recommendations you have. Alright, ha det bra.